Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Samax Code, and this is another video tutorial that is part of the JavaFX video tutorial series for complete beginners. So in this tutorial, we're going to talk about bidirectional binding. So I have created the sample project bidirectional binding, and I have also added main controller.java, main fxml, and we're just going to set up this particular project to implement the bidirectional binding in JavaFX. So the first thing that we're going to need is to edit the main.java to include our main.fxml. So instead of using the border pane root, let's just remove this and define our own parent root, and then load our fxml file by using fxml loader load and then get class, get resources, and then we'll just supply the file name, which is main.fxml. Okay, and then we're just going to import these two classes, the parent and fxml loader. Okay, and remove this and use import at the top. Save our main.java file, and also we're just going to set the size in our fxml file instead of defining it here. So save our main.java, and let's go ahead and open up our main.fxml file, and we're just going to add two elements or two controls for this main.fxml. Right click on this and open up with scene builder. Okay, so we have the default container, which is the anchor pane, and we'll just set the size of our window into 600 by 400, and we will add the two elements here, which is the text field, and also we're going to add the slider horizontal element or control. Okay, and maybe resize this into something wider, and also this text field. Next step is to set the ID for this two elements. So the text field will be text field 1, and also this will be slider 1. Okay, and then let's go back to our Eclipse IDE and let us open our main controller.java. So here, and we're going to add different elements or the controls that we have added in our fxml file. So the first one is to implement the initializable for this class. So initializable, and of course we need to import this and implement the unimplemented methods for this implemented initializable class. So add unimplemented methods, and of course we're going to set up our controls, which is the slider and the text field. So fxml and text field, yes, text field. So it will be text field 1, and of course this will be slider 1, and import this annotation and also the class for slider. and also our text field. Okay, so the next step is to add another variable that will hold our binding value. So private static final double and binding value, which is, let's just set this into 50, and then our slider will hold the initial value of slider 1, set value into our binding value. This will be the initial value of our slider. And then the next one will be field, text field 1, I think it's, yes, text field 1, and then set the text, of course, by using our initial value, which is binding value. So binding value and the string. The next step is to set the binding or bidirectional binding for text field and our slider. So text field 1, and then, okay, we have mistyped it here, so text field 1, and then text property and bind bidirectional, and of course we need to supply our slider. So slider 1, and then value property and number format that get number instance. Yes, that's 1. Okay, so save our file main controller.java and refresh our project binding or bidirectional binding. Refresh. The last step is to make sure that we have added our main controller.java in, or this particular controller, into our main fxml file. So let's go back to our scene builder and make sure to indicate our main controller there. So in controller option, click on this drop down button and click on the application main controller. So file and then save, and then go back to our Eclipse IDE and again refresh this to reflect the changes and run our project as Java application. So we have here the basic application that sets the value of the text field or text field into 50 and the value of our slider into 50. So if you try to change the value of this text field into something like 60, the indicator of our slider changes, right? So 90 and then 40. So we can set the value of our slider by changing the value of our text field. And then of course we can change the indicator for our slider and change also the value of our text field there. So that's bidirectional binding in JavaFX. And I think that's it for this tutorial. Thanks.